Hi kids, it's Mrs. Roberts again. Welcome to my kitchen. We are into spring and I'm very excited, as many of you know, to start my garden. And I started to write a poem about the garden, but it turned into a memory that I had about my husband. So my husband loves to have a very big garden. And at the end of the season, when most of the vegetables are finished for the season and it is turned into fall, he loves to do a special thing. And I am going to read to you about that. And I decided to write about my husband. So kids, I hope you enjoy. Although it's spring, I wrote about something that happens in the fall, and it is a poem. So I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. So my poem or short story is called Party in the Garden, and it's by Mrs. Roberts. One other thing, kids. I tried my hand at water paints, so bear with me. I hope you don't mind my artwork, because as you know, most of you know, I use stick figures. I tried something a little different this time. All right. Fall was coming on. The garden had been grand. Vegetables of all kinds growing on the land. Okay, fall is coming on. And who do you think is looking at the vegetables? All kinds. Corn, eggplants, peppers, pumpkins, and tomatoes. Squash, beans, peas, cabbage, and potatoes. Here are some of the things. Who's getting in the garden already? Now the weather had changed. The season was done. The best vegetables were harvested and canned. The pumpkins carved for fun. This is going to be canned pickles. Okay, I know a lot of you are doing canning, but in the fall, I love to can all my vegetables. We've got our jack-o'-lanterns. The farmer smiled as he headed for the gate. This was his favorite night, and he really couldn't wait. Here's our farmer. So I wanted you to see. We got our potatoes. We've got our, I always grow purple cabbage, pumpkins, peas, beans, corn, tomatoes. And he's going to open the gate. He knew there would be a party in the garden. What kind of party? He left the gate open wide. All the animals could see. Whatever was left to pick over, that would be free. So all those animals that had been admiring the garden all summer, now that it's fall, all the little animals are peeking out from the high grass and from the forest, and the gate is open. And these are the vegetables that are left over from the main picking. They look pretty good. The eggplant? He should have picked all those, huh? But he left them in the garden for a reason. Let's see why. First came the rabbits, and then a group of raccoons. Next came several deer, seen in the harvest moon. So the first set of animals come out of the woods or the high grass to check on the vegetables that were left over. And the deer loves the corn. Here comes the raccoon and the rabbits. Other animals came too. An opossum, skunk, and woodchuck. As they meandered to the gate, they couldn't believe their luck. Here come our other animals. There's the woodchuck. He dug a hole and popped right up. Here comes the opossum and the skunk. We're going to see what they can find. Well, kids, you know, the harvest moon is in the fall. And usually, most things are harvested right around that time. Let's see. Each animal had its favorite plant. And the farmer knew this party in the garden would last the whole night through. And here are all the animals eating and dancing up a storm. They can't believe their luck. They get the whole garden to themselves all night long under the harvest moon. As the sun began to rise, the dew covered the ground. The animals quietly left the garden without making a sound. They'd finished up most of the crops. Here they come. They're all leaving the garden quietly. And kids, do you know what dew is in the morning? It's just moisture that's left on the plants or the grass. And it's all over the ground. It makes things wet, makes the ground wet, okay? And by the time the sun comes up, the sun dries all that off. So they left early in the morning. The farmer smiled his smile and finally went to bed. Such a wondrous night he had had. The party in the garden replaying in his head. Here he is standing on the porch. The sun is now up, and he's thinking about all the animals he saw in the garden all night long under the harvest moon. And here's the last little bunny, took the last carrot and on its way. So kids, that is the ending. And this would be my husband. So one night out of the year, it is fun to open the garden up and just let the deer come in or the raccoons. And if you stand on our porch at night and you're very quiet, you can watch them all come in. It's very fun. It's interesting to see who shows up for the last party of the year. And that's the end. I'm lucky enough, guys, to live out in the country, and I get to see these wonders all the time. I so enjoy it, and especially my husband. So this is dedicated to my husband because he does start a beautiful garden. All right, guys. Enjoy the spring. It is actually Easter today, and new beginnings, right? On Easter? Okay, guys, take care, and I will be reading to you soon. Bye-bye.